Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome. This is the last day of the February Knitting Challenge for the Canadian Cancer Society. And thank you, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate it. So, in essence, today is going to be like all the other days, just really relaxed, chill, talk, and knit. This month has been a weird one. Yeah, it's been a weird month, but it's okay. It's February. It's always weird. It's kind of like the awkward aunt or uncle of the 12 aunts and uncles that is a year. It's neither, oh, hey, life's good, pups are good. Chris could be better. So the pups got into a bit of a scrap last night, and Chris went in between them to break it up, and he ended up as a casualty of the scrap. So his hands have some cuts and bruising and puncture marks, but he's okay otherwise. But it wasn't great. Yeah. So they're still bothering him a bit, but he's been cleaning them, so it's okay. But yeah, he's a little low on energy, and I don't blame him after being cut open by your favorite dog. Yes, Chris and I have favorites. Gilligan is his favorite. Zeus is my favorite. We still love both of them equally, but we do have favorites. I think it's because Gilligan is more like on his mental level of like, I'm gonna be a goofball. No stitches. He also won't go get them checked unless there's like an actual reason for him to get antibiotics or a tetanus shot. So no stitches. Luckily, none of them were that deep. And I don't think they actually do stitches for punctures, like single, like less than a 2 millimeter puncture. So, yeah. Oh, take it easy and knit the maxi dress today. I haven't worked on it in a while. And I know I'm on decreases, but I forget how often I'm supposed to decrease. Good thing I have the pattern. Let's see. Decreases. But how was your day? How's your weekend starting? It's going well? Mm. 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 Okay. Oh, nice. Are they like super young or are they just like a few years younger than you? Do you have a lot of younger cousins or just like a handful? The oldest is grade 1, age in the. Oh, wow. That is young. They're in the prime of their innocence. Well, I shouldn't say that. Kids are at the prime of their innocence, like the first 4 months that they're born, but they're still pretty innocent at that point and living life. But yeah, that is young. I don't actually think I have many memories, if any, from even is it senior kindergarten first or junior kindergarten first? Okay, nice. JK first. Okay, so then my earliest memory of school is probably senior kindergarten then. Don't really remember much. All I know is I think I had grade 1 or 2 in the same class as I had senior kindergarten, I believe. They moved around which grades were in which class every year, so who knows? It's kind of funny reading JK first because it's like, joking. Like, this is what school's going to be like, all fun and games, joking. It's like, yeah, you get graded on your coloring within the lines. Hey. No, you don't. But hey, school wasn't all that bad. I enjoyed parts of it. No, school never does. It used to. It used to. Because schools would actually kind of have what's the word I'm looking for? Specialization. So I know when my dad was in school, Danforth Tech was a trade school, so they taught like they had you specialize in different trades, and then you went right into like college, university for your trade licensing. And then there was another one that was more um, business forward. I think they called it like IP or something focus. So it was more actual mathematics, business acumen, and it made it so that you would be ready to either take over your family business when you were done high school or go for post secondary for business, um, some sort of business degree. It was interesting back then. Now it's I don't know if it's actually helpful at all now. Like home ec doesn't even really teach you how to cook anymore. Home ec's more like event planning. It's not so much knowing how to do your own laundry, knowing how not to burn or give someone salmonella. Like there's certain classes that I think everyone should take in home ec for like basic home functional components of like laundry, managing a budget, um, food, health, safety. Like I feel like those need to be required. Same with how to understand your taxes, not necessarily how to do them, but how to understand them. Those definitely need to be in the system. Probably more than careers, in my opinion. Like kids get asked so much so often, like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, do they really need a whole semester of being reminded of like, oh, you should do this aptitude test to see what your personality fits? And it's like, here are your top 10 options. It's like, okay, you know what? This could have been summarized in a 2-week program, like in a 2-week module. It's unfortunate that some of it just seems so redundant and insignificant in the school system. I will say, though, I have actually used some of the math that I did in grade 11 and 12 functions recently. And I was always under the idea that I would never actually have to touch it. Yeah, and study. That is important. They kind of like skim over that part, and then you get it to post secondary, and you're like, oh, fudge. Like, what? I had to do what? It's like, you want me to know how much of what? It's like, I have to know how to draw 20 of the most common biochemicals, their actual organic chemistry compounded structure. What? And you're only going to ask me to draw one of the 20 on my test? Oh dear. I feel like it was the same situation as high school science or chem or whatever, when they're like, yeah, you need to know the first two rows of the periodic table off by heart. The uh, element titling, the mass, number, or whatever, and so on and so forth. Yeah, nope, I don't remember them at all. At that point, I could recite them, but I do not remember them now. Yep. And I don't actually think I used the periodic table much after graduating. Like, my chemistry skipped that part of organic because he thought we'd all fail. Oh, in post-secondary or in high school? Because we didn't do organic chem in high school. We did more like chemical equations and really digging into that. Yeah, there was a lot of like Ki equation work and a lot of more math. It's interesting that your chemistry teacher even thought about doing organic chem with you. Fascinating. Because I feel like that's not common for high school teachers to think like, oh, I should teach you organic chemistry so you can know all the components and structures for cross applying it to biology. Like, I don't think that's really. He did it with my friend the year before, and she kept it. Oh, nice. So you were all set and prepared, and like, I'm ready for this. And then you were like, oh, for real? Oh, but you were so ready. You had the notes and everything. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I had weird things shoved into my brain. So, interesting fact, not many people from either or my dad's side really did any post-secondary education. My mom did college, like she was a nurse. She went to nursing school. But on my dad's side, no one had. Um, and my dad wrote his GED and then got his welding ticketing license. But it wasn't exactly like a college or university degree per se. So when I was growing up, and all my other cousins hadn't made it to post-secondary school, they made it through high school. At least two of them did, out of the whole slew of us. There was a lot of extra pressure that felt super unnecessary from my family to just finish high school. My cousin even was like, you have the best chance out of all of us to break the cycle. Like, you gotta go to post-secondary school. And then when I said I wanted to take a break after 2 years of post-secondary so I could actually figure out what the heck I really wanted to do because it wasn't the program I was in, everyone was like, what will people say? You'll probably never go back. Or, what are you thinking, kid? Like, you've already gone so far compared to the rest of us. Like, you need to finish. Like, I'm going to use you as the example for our kids. And it's like, oh, please don't. Please don't. Oh, no. So for some reason, I thought I was going to be a doctor, family physician. Oh, heck no. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I own a yarn store now. I am an entrepreneur. Yep. It was a weird, very long, wide casted circle. Yep. Thank you. But yeah, my family's happy with what I did and how I guess they're happy with how I did it, but like, yes, I am doing what I love. I am definitely. And I wouldn't say I wasn't doing what I loved then. I just wasn't feeling like I was doing it wholeheartedly and completely. Like, sport was my life then, and I still very much connect to sport now, but two very different worlds, corporate sport and on the field sport, very different worlds. Where with knitting, they are quite similar in all respects. Well, at least for me, like, my yarn store is very much the same atmosphere and environment as the people who introduced me into the larger um, knitting community. So yeah. Yeah. Like, I haven't really been surprised at all by the knitting community. Okay, I've been surprised by what they can do. Like, it's incredible. But what I mean by I haven't been surprised is that it the fact that it's like comes off as a very welcoming and encouraging community is true. Like, I haven't seen any sort of situation where it's not. Where with sport, you can think like all camaraderie and all this jazz and wanting to instill movement fundamentals and body awareness in others and just proactive versus reactive for health and um, just quality of life and everything like that. Nope. I was sadly surprised that some of it just really came down to the bottom dollar. Yeah. Like, yeah, it was a bit of a shock. It's like, oh wow, okay. I get you want to put butts in the seats, but like, sports never started as that. It started as a way of solving problems within communities, training for war, and essentially solving problems without actually having to go to war, and um, ways to channel aggression in a semi-safe environment. Like, it was other things as well, less um, negative than I'm making it. Um, but yeah, it's like, ooh, okay. So you don't want there to be more to the story of the brand. Cool. Cool. Yeah, not for me. Yeah, not for me. Not anymore, anyways. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need to do a decrease row. What is the decrease? Okay. But yeah, no, I love this community. Like, I have two fantastic people right here participating in my live videos that were just to hold me accountable to knit every day, which I didn't really need. I knit every day as it is, but still, I wanted to make sure that I actually did. But it just, like, I love this community. Yeah. You guys are awesome, is essentially what I'm getting at. Thank you for being awesome. Yeah. Oh, speaking of awesome, I actually tried cooking with my cast iron skillet without a formal recipe. And it wasn't just on stove, it was also in the oven. I cooked some, well, it was more like a chuck roast that I cut in half. So there was two bones and I just cut it straight down the middle and stuff. So it essentially became two forms of steaks. It was very tasty. Um, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to sear these with some excessive amount of butter and rosemary, and then stick them into. I put some salt and pepper on them, just really easy seasoning, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it cook on like slow and low, so 350 for about 40 minutes or so. It was good. It was moist, not tough really. If I left it a little longer, it probably would have broken down a little more. Um, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that I I find cast iron cooking for some reason to be kind of intimidating without a recipe. Um, I'm not sure quite why. I think it's something about the whole fact that it's not like a non-stick pan. It's actual, like, I could kill someone with this frying pan. Um, But yeah, it turned out really good. I was happy with it. So happy that I didn't have room for the roasted potatoes and carrots I cooked, which also were tasty when I tasted them after cooking them and putting them into a Tupperware. But yeah, I was quite happily surprised. And so now my house smells like melted butter and rosemary. Not horrible. I'm all right with that. And I don't eat red meat too often. I probably should eat it more often than I do, just because I do get Tangled movie stuff. Yes. Yes. Just hopefully not fighting a horse, though, which is, as Flynn says, the weirdest thing ever he has done. It would be the weirdest thing I had ever done, fighting a horse with a frying pan. But yeah. Yeah. No, so I don't eat red meat too often, but I probably should because I do get a little anemic every month. Um, so this was like the one kind of like big red meat intake that I'll probably have for the next month and a half or so. And I'm quite happy it turned out well. Yep, quite happy. And tomorrow I'm meeting up with a few friends from the group that I worked with at the Pan Am Games. And we are having a potluck breakfast. I'm bringing eggs and bacon. Nope. And one of the other friends is bringing parfait. And the one thing that came into my head when I heard that was, you know what else people really love? Parfait. Everyone loves a good parfait. From Shrek with Donkey. And then people who are hosting us, we're actually going to get to see their little ones. They have 2 little ones, and they are 100% providing coffee and tea. Well, we're all a little like insanely busy with life. We used to meet up once a month, the 3 of us, but it's insane now, especially with one of them having the 2 kids, and the 2 kids they're doing all these different programs. It's hard to meet up once a month, and at the same time, all of us are a little cash strapped. Again, 2 kids, my everything being in the shop, and my other friend actually she's doing okay. Yeah, she's doing okay. But she's cool with low key and not having to do anything too crazy. She's okay with just chilling like a villain. So yeah, it should be a fun time. It's not going to be anything fancy, but it'll be a good time. I do miss these lovely ladies. So I don't know if you've ever had this where you've worked at a place that you just pretty much got along with almost everyone. Like the work environment was super positive. Everyone kind of knew what the mission was working towards it, was helpful, collaborative, communicated well, etc., etc. Well, these 2 ladies and a few others were part of that dream team that were the original community engagement team for the Pan Am Games. And we have, almost all of us have stayed in touch since 2015 over the last 10 years. And we even had a reunion 6 years ago or so where we actually met up downtown, all of us, and just hung out. Like it was really nice. Yeah. But I've only ever really had that type of a work team maybe twice. And I did a lot of different jobs. I was one of those people that also had to work while studying to pay for studying. So my 3rd round, so I have 2 degrees, a major in psychology, and then, well, technically it would be a bachelor's of psychology, but because I wasn't registered with the psychology department, they could only put it as a major. But I have that, my bachelor's of kinesiology, and then during my 3rd round for my business administration, I had to work full-time, study part-time in order to pay for it, because I didn't qualify for OSAP because I was living with my parents and my parents made too much. But my parents would not pay for anything after my 1st round of post-secondary. I'm sure they would if I asked them, but no. They help me out significantly as it is. But yeah, this team was awesome. Like a number of us were doing the same thing, sort of like working full time, studying part time. We were all like juggling and balancing things, but we're just so jovial that it was a great environment. It was awesome. I got really lucky with these lovely ladies. So yeah, should be a good time. Should be another situation. I need to freshen up on my French. So one, because there are a lot of amazing French indie dyers, like Quebecois indie dyers that I would love to bring into the shop. but communication is a little difficult because some of them are opposite of me, where like I'm Franglais, they are Anglaise, on praise. You know what I mean? Um, and the friend who's hosting us tomorrow, her and her wife both speak French with their kids. And it's like, okay, you know, I have even more reason now to keep up with my French, not necessarily learn it, but keep up with it so that I'm not a bumbling buffoon when I try to speak it out of the blue. Yeah, get in the practice. Exactly. Exactly. Like these kids are gonna be running circles around me with their French knowledge. Excellent if they do, but it's kind of like these kids are my friends' kids. Like I want to meet them halfway, you know, and respect that their parents choose to speak French to them at home. So yeah, I gotta get in the practice of that. That is for sure. You know, do either of you speak a second language? Which language do you speak with your dad or kids? Sorry, the kids you work with. Ah, French. Okay, nice, very nice. Oh, so your dad speaks French. Oh, it's okay. I do too. I do too. This is probably not the correct colloquialism, but aussi, aussi, aussi. Same, same. I? Sorry, Kristen, you do or you don't? Or is that a one? Have been work. Oh, oh, nice. Very nice. Bien, bien. Awesome. So I guess next time we talk, I should be saying, ¿Cómo se va? And soy bien. Or no, no, no. It's not soy bien. Soy bien is how you respond. Um, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. Yep. From Quebec, so he. Okay. But he would speak more so like Canadian, Quebecois French. Uh, the one that I was practicing through Duolingo and Rosetta Stone was France French, like European French, which some of it translates pretty easily, but some of it doesn't. Like some words for certain things are completely not what you would expect them to be in France French and Quebecois French. But yeah, either one, knowing a second language is excellent. Spanish, French, Mandarin, Portuguese, so on and so forth. Yeah, I should probably try and add that back into my schedule, 5 minutes a day of just practice. It's 5 minutes. I can do that. It's essentially just as long as it takes me sometimes to do Wordle. Accents for fluence in Quebec. Yes, they are. I find Quebecois French more nasally, like "mwah," and France French is more uh, not nasally, but thank you. That's it. Yes. Yeah. My one friend, she did an exchange program to Germany when she was in high school, which I thought was really cool. Um, and ever since then, she's pretty good at German. Like she's much better at languages than I am. Like her language lexicons are fantastic. Her brain's awesome. Um, but she'll actually watch Disney movies in German with and without subtitles to maintain her existing knowledge of German. And one day I came into lecture this was in and around when we first met her, when I first met her, came into the lecture hall and found her watching Tarzan, the Disney Tarzan in German. Just see him flying all around on a vine, just going like for I don't know what he was actually saying, but it was basically like "Kraken wagon" as he's swinging around. And I'm just like, that okay, but that definitely doesn't meet the atmosphere of this movie. It's like, ooh. But yeah, no, I love how she does that sometimes, and it's just like, how do you not laugh when it just doesn't seem to fit the location of the theming of the movie quite right? How do you not laugh? Like even when I'm watching, so Chris and I will sometimes watch Bollywood movies, and some of the time we will watch it in the native language with subtitles because when it's in English, it's just hilarious. It's too funny. The English dub is too funny. Too funny. It's like I definitely think some stuff got lost in translation. Too funny. How many times was I supposed to do this? Uh, oh crap, I forget which size I'm doing. Wrote it down somewhere. Do, 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 do. Okay, here we go. Doing a very big size. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, so I need. Oh, okay, 216 stitches remaining. Okay. I will count on the next go. But yeah. Oh, look at that. Time has gone by very fast tonight. Well, I know you voiced earlier that you would enjoy if I continued doing this. It won't be daily. If anything, I can manage weekly. So, is there a preferred weekday that y'all would want the live streaming session to be? Um, Otherwise, I'll probably keep it to Monday or Tuesday morning or Monday or Tuesday evening. Let me know which days would probably be more preferable. And then, yeah, whatever is popular choice is what I'll stick with. As long as it's not impeding in any way with like family or work stuff. Mondays work for me, no school, so I can party. Yeah. I call knitting sometimes my finger dancing. Same with crocheting, it's my fist pumping. All right, so it will probably be Mondays then. Well, I'm going to sign off because I do have to leave the house at 8:45 tomorrow to get to my friend's house on time and pick up the bacon. I have the eggs, but I haven't picked up the bacon yet. So I still got to do that. So yeah, have a wonderful night and thank you. Yes, I hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. And thank you again so much for joining me throughout this February. And I look forward to seeing y'all again once a week. All right. Bye, guys. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. Bye.